Fuck it, I'm here. Let me get you guys onto something. So this is going to be my rant about halva, okay? So halva is a dessert that originated from Iran. Now, this recipe was given to me by my friend who's half Persian and half Afghan. So, let me show you basically what it is. So this is basically the original Persian Iranian halva. Okay, it's kind of like this. Now, I know the Afghan version. This is the one that I know how to make. This is the Afghan version of it. And that's basically it. So let me show you. I'm not gonna show you how to do it step by step because it's already done, okay? I did this a couple of days ago, so I'm just gonna show you like the remainder of it. So basically, the way you do it is you need a couple of ingredients. So you start with flour. You need a lot of flour, okay? Unless you wanna do just one portion, but I like to do about 5 portions because, you know, I like it to last. And we're also 2 people in this house, so we need a bit more portions when we cook. So yeah. Basically, you start with flour, you get a big pot, and you dump a lot of flour. You cook the flour. So first you put the flour, and then you put oil or butter. Personally, I like to put a little bit of either coconut oil or unsalted butter first. You know, the really cheap one. Yeah, that one. Because I don't like it when the flour gets stuck to the pan when it's like burning. So I like to do a small layer of butter first. Or coconut oil. I usually use olive oil to cook, but I don't like olive oil with halva. Like, just, it's gonna taste like olive oil, and I just don't want to taste that in my halva because it's a sweet snack, not a savory. So that's why I use just unsalted butter or coconut oil when I have. I used butter with this one because I didn't have coconut oil. Yeah, you just coat the pan basically. You let it get hot a little bit. Then you dump all the flour and you cook the flour. You burn the flour essentially to make it a more brownier color, kind of like, doesn't have to be this dark, but maybe like the lightest part of this crystal. Yeah, it's a tiger's eye crystal. Yeah, this kind of like yellowy, slight chestnut brown-y. That's the color that the flour has to be. Then after, you start pouring your milk. So you either put milk, cream, coconut milk. Personally, I use coconut milk. When I don't have coconut milk, I just use regular oat milk. You can do it with normal milk. I'm lactose intolerant, and the thing about me is, you're like, oh, well, why don't you buy lactose intolerant milk? Bitch, lactose intolerant milk isn't fully technically lactose intolerant because it has to be cleansed of the lactose, so there's still a tiny amount of lactose in it, and guess what? That still gives me a tummy ache. So I have full-time switched to oat milk. And the thing about coconut milk is it also gives me a fucking tummy ache. I don't know why, but it's not just me. But I usually like to do this with coconut milk. So yeah, let me show you what it looks like. Oh yeah, and then after you put the milk and you keep mixing the milk and the flour or cream, whatever, I'm gonna say milk, until it becomes a more play-doughy, what do you call it, texture, then you dump the sugar. And you need to put quite a bit of sugar, like maybe 1 mug of sugar or half of it. However sweet you like it. The thing is, sugar is not obligatory, so you can do it without sugar, but personally, I don't like it being so plain. I like it tasting very sweet, and the more sugar you put, the more energy it's gonna give you, because this snack basically feels like a coffee to your body, okay? So I like to put a lot of sugar because I like it for energy. So I like to get the sugar in. I know, unhealthy, whatever. If you want it healthier, just don't put sugar, put only a little amount. I like to put a lot of sugar. That's just me, okay? Then after, again, it might start getting stuck to the pan again at this point. So then after, maybe you put a little bit more oil or a tiny bit more butter. Now, in some recipes, you put a lot of butter in. Personally, I don't like to put a lot of butter or oil. I like only just to coat the pan a little bit for things to not get stuck. And then after, my boyfriend got this idea to start using vanilla extract and fucking everything. So we started dumping vanilla extract at this point, like after the sugar, after the little bit of butter, then we dump a little bit of vanilla extract. Well, not a little bit, like maybe this amount of vanilla extract. I don't know, it just makes it sweeter and more, funnily enough, it makes it more almondy. I don't know. And yeah, then you just keep cooking it and you keep making sure that it gets stuck. So you have to like turn it and stick it to each other like a Play-Doh. And then you can serve it. And after serving it, I like to put sprinkles in it. So yeah. Don't put sprinkles in the pan or else they will get melted and they won't be sprinkles. And I like sprinkles for the crunch, so you're not gonna get crunch in that way. So let me show you this like after it's been fridged because we only had half of it. So that's that. Straight out of the fridge, this is what it looks like. It's rock solid, rock hard, cold, okay? Now, I did run out of coconut milk. Therefore, even though I made this of coconut milk, you need a bit of milk to like get it back softer after the fridge. So I'm just gonna use oat milk. I don't mind mixing milks personally. I don't care. Like, I like the taste of all the milks, so I don't really care about mixing. So yeah, first things we're gonna do is we're gonna make the heat. Okay, maybe not full. Okay, there. I'm not sure if I need butter. It's fucking rock hard, bro. I'm not sure if I need butter. I'm personally not gonna put any, but if you see that it's sticking and whatever too much, then again put some butter or some oil. But yeah, basically, when you take it out of the fridge, then after you like eat it, whatever, and then you have to fridge it, you make sure you put it back on the heat, okay? So leave it in the pot, fridge it with the pot, okay? Put it back on the heat, and then you have to make sure that all of it becomes on the pan. So you flip it around, your thing, whatever. Again, has to be very hot for it to be able to flip it around. And then to make it less hard, I put milk in it to dilute the, how do you say, dilute the hardness of it, make it softer. Yeah, put more milk, and then when you put more milk, what it's gonna do is gonna start separating. You're gonna make dough separate, and then you're gonna bring them all together, and then you can serve it again. So yeah, that's basically it. That's my recipe. Let me do it, and then I'll show you how it turned out after it has been fridged. There you go. I left it hot. I flipped it a couple of times. I added some milk. I broke them, and I made sure to make them absorb most of the milk. And then after you manage to break them, you have to lower the heat to medium heat. And then, yeah, just make sure that they all get milked. I don't know. How do you even say that? Yeah, make sure they all get some milk. That's, I don't know. There's like a sexual innuendo somewhere there. Innuendo? Maybe I should learn English. And once it starts getting more moisturized and hotter, it will start automatically connecting to each other again. And I personally will add a bit more milk. I like it even softer than this. And then I will start mashing them together, making it a one big dough again. There you go. I have added a second layer of milk, separated them fully to the point where they were like dissolved. And then I brought them back together, and now they are one big dough again, ready to serve. I have a really cute bowl that I like to use. I don't like to use the big ones or else I'll eat way too much. And I like to put some sprinkles at the bottom. Some is very generous. And then I put a layer of halva. Then I put another layer of sprinkles, then another layer of halva. So I put 2 scoops essentially. And then I mix them all together so that they all evenly get sprinkles. And then I eat it. Yeah. Also, this is one of those foods, well, desserts, that is meant to be served hot. Okay. Personally, listen, I love this halva, okay, the Afghan halva, so much. Okay, so I've never tried the others, but yeah, I love it so much. But listen, I cannot eat it cold. Now, personally, I just hate cold food, so maybe that's just me. But I don't know, even my friend, the one that gave me the recipe, even he told me, he was like, no, it's not meant to be eaten cold. Like, it just doesn't taste as good. It's not meant to be cold. And you can't really enjoy it because when it's cold, it's not as soft as when it's hot, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's basically it. That's my 2 scoops. Okay, that's enough sprinkles. Now I will get a spoon and I will mix it and I will eat it. And that's that. And then you let it cool down, essentially, if you're not going to eat the rest as well. You let it cool down, get cold, leave it out for a couple hours. Maybe you should cover it. I don't know. I like to cover things. I don't like germs. Then just fridge it again, and if you want to eat it again, do the same thing, with the milk and maybe butter if you need, and just make it again the way I showed you, basically.